What is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning in to another video, man. Shout out Notification Squad. Hope you're doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get some really cool background vocals. Every few months, I get comments saying, man, please do another video on mixing some cool background effects. So that's what we'll be doing. I'll play a track that I've been working on lately, man. It's pretty cool. And yeah, I'll play a bit of the verse and then we can kind of hear how crazy the background effects get. As you can see, they're all over here, etc, etc. So stick around for that, man. Definitely check the links in the description. FLPs if you're interested in that, vocal mixing course, vocal recording course, as well as vocal enhancer. You know what I mean? Step your FL game up. Let's get it.
Seems like everything changed around me. Everything changed up. Damn, it's so different. Pull up and we swerving. Don't wanna talk, I'm working. Keep the trap booming. Sleeping on me snoozing. Rolling up a Cuban. Mix it like Rick Rubin. Keep a circle small. You know I'm down for my team. She popping on the internet, but it's not what it seems. Finna flood the whole world. Finna put up on a scene. I got drip Navy SEAL. On money and don't need a deal. I can't change, I can't change, I can't change. I can't change, I can't change, I can't change. Oh, they fade, yeah, they switch, oh, they change. Live my life, stay the same, stay the same. Damn, I think they
Ooh, okay, there we go, man. Pretty cool. So we'll break it down. Stick around if you're interested in that. So first things first, man, let us do some identifying of what we actually have. So what we have, obviously we got our main vocal. That's what we won't be focusing on today because we'll be doing doubles. We've got this double channel right here, pretty simple and sweet. It is panned to the left, so that's pretty interesting. And then we have the sing channel, which is pretty similar to the double, except it has a bit more reverb on it and it doesn't have such a crazy kind of boost going on. And then we also have some standard backing vocals left and right. So for those who are, you know, consistent viewers of the channel, you kind of understand the setup. So yeah, man. First things first, let's do a bit of soloing as well. So if we were to solo this double, you can just hear what's going on.
talk, I'm working.
Alright, so we just got that double right there. That's pretty cool. We can play a bit of the hook as well, just for the double sake, so you can hear.
Seems like everything changed around me.
And it's pretty crazy, right? It's just kind of explosive compression with some cool chorus flanging effect to really give it that vibe. I personally like to mix, especially these more aggressive songs. You can kind of tailor it back a bit if you're doing more traditional hip-hop or if you're doing more mainstream clean-cut stuff. But you'll even find some of these types of, you know, or this type of processing going on in more kind of top 40 tracks these days. But it really comes from, in my opinion, mixing your background vocals like guitars in a sense, right? It's like I'm overly compressing. You know, we're adding our choruses and that kind of thing, and that's generally what you'll be doing with a guitar. So keep that in mind. You know, we're treating it like a guitar in a sense. You know, just think of shredding, you know, like a guitar solo or something like that. You know.
I can't seem to breathe right now. Just seems like everything changed around me.
So that's with it without the chorus. But yeah, we'll break it down from start to finish. So first things first, man, we've got the auto tune, okay, and you know, as you can see, it's standard auto-tune. Sometimes I will use the natural vibrato at -12, sometimes not. It really depends on the song and the key of the song. But that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm rocking auto-tune 8.1 for life. And, you know, you can use whatever auto-tune you want. There is a free VST. It's called like Voco or something. I forget. But definitely check it out. I haven't tested it yet, but I see there's a free auto-tune. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But this works for me. You can use auto-tune Access, auto-tune EFX, whatever works. But point is, I'm just heavily auto-tuning it. You don't have to, obviously. It's up to you. After that, man, what I'll do is I'll do a bit of NoiseGate. Since I am going to be boosting the treble incredibly high, I want to make sure that I'm just reducing a bit of the noise beforehand so I don't have too much noise leaving this EQ, right? The EQ is the last plugin per se on the chain. So someone did ask that in the comments the other day. You know, if I turn this off, you can kind of hear a bit of noise.
I can't seem to breathe right now. Just seems like everything changed around me.
And it's not that bad, but there's a little bit of noise. We actually have a little bit of a chair bump or something in here. Maybe it has been recorded in. Seems like it.
I can't seem to breathe right now. Just
Right there, we got a little chair bump, but that doesn't matter because we won't really hear it. You know, behind the main vocal, we won't really hear it, so it's not too important. I like to really thrash background vocals to give them that sound. So after that, man, what we do is we do a bit of compression. Now, I did say I was over compressing it, and we are indeed. So
I think about you daily, nightly. I can't seem to breathe right now. Just seems like everything changed around me. I think about you
So you can hear without the compressor, we lose a bit of that energy. We don't really get that nice consistency. But once we over compress it and just smash it, you know, it almost smoothens off the top end. So that's something you want to try. If you feel that your tracks are not gelling together, definitely try over compressing your background vocals to give, you know, that background sound, that kind of solid feeling, a kind of good foundation. But yeah, man, after that, what we do is a bit of chorus. Now, this is the Korg MDEX, which is an amazing plugin with lots of different emulations. I highly recommend, if you only have $20 to spend on an external VST, then I highly recommend purchasing this, because this comes with compression. I think I actually am compressing it with this. Yeah, we're doing another stereo compound here, which is absolutely decimating the vocal, but you know, we got all sorts of cool effects. And you know, I kind of just scroll through stuff, you know what I mean, and I just happened to stop at this deep chorus, but there's lots of cool stuff you can try out. So that's what we do right there. After that, we do this heavy amount of compression. So if I was to just turn this off, the compressor, there you go, we can kind of hear the peaks of each word kind of popping out. We don't want that, you know, behind the track, because it's not going to sound too good. But once we enable that, it's just absolutely squashing it. And what I really like about this Korg plugin is it's emulating compressors that just seem a bit more analog than usual. So, you know, definitely, as I say, this is a it's not even a poor man's plugin, this is a hidden gem. So yeah, man, pretty cool. After that, I'm using a new plugin excuse me, that I purchased a while ago. It was on sale for $30, so that's pretty cool, and it is the Echo Boy Junior. I personally like plugins like this a bit more than the original Echo Boy, simply because I don't want to deal with too many settings when it comes to delays. All right, I just want a mix knob, okay, which is fully set. And what I'm actually doing with this Echo Junior is I'm not using it for the echo sound so much, right, but I'm actually using it for the transmitter EQ curve, right? So what this transmitter setting does is it actually creates a cool telephone effect. So if you actually want to hear what that sounds like, I think about you daily, nightly. I can't seem to breathe right now. Just seems like everything changed around me. As you can hear, it just really thins out the track, gives it that kind of, I don't know, telephonic sound. How can I really say it? Transmitter, really cool. So yeah, man, you don't even have to mess around with the high pass, low pass. It would take quite a while to actually set this up, but to further enhance it, what I did was I just created this kind of camel back EQ thing. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing right there. Definitely try it out, trial it, and use a bit of the saturation. Pretty cool. So that's how we get the double background. So if we move over to the sing segment, right, I think, what do we have here? Yeah, so I had this down there. We got the sing segment right here, and if I just play it, you can hear what's going on. Keep the trap booming. So that's pretty cool, pretty similar, right, but just less compressed, less bright or hi-fi sounding, more dirty and more you know, delay reverby sounding, right? So that's pretty cool. So what we're doing there, again, auto-tune, copy pasted it, just set the auto-tune slightly different. Another NS1, again, you know why I'm doing that. And then over here we use a light phaser, and that's also just going to help kind of move the signal around, right? So if we turn that off, keep the trap booming. Not really too you know, audible. Keep the trap booming. But in my opinion, it just kind of moves things even further right, which is what I'm trying to achieve. So that's kind of sick. After that, man, again, just the same compression that I had earlier. I'm pretty sure exactly the same, right? Just to keep a level of consistency going. And after that, what I did was just a bit of a band pass filter. Band pass filters when you get rid of the lows and then get rid of the highs, and you're left with the middle band. I guess that's why it's called the band pass. But yeah, man, there you go. And then after that, I use this waves. I'm not really a fan of this plugin, I won't lie. I do know Uzi actually uses this on his tracks, so it's not a bad plugin at all, but just in my opinion, it's a bit too dirty to be my main vocal reverb. I'm still eventide for life, you know what I mean? So that's my main reverb. But this for thrashing, this for doing all sorts of splashy, crazy digital sounding stuff, you know, effects, definitely what I'm gonna do. And what I'm doing is I've got it on full wet, right, within FL Studio, but I am mixing it in at 29%. I had it set a bit higher earlier on, and I decided to change it. So if we were to, I think I actually still have the setting loaded up here. Yeah, 75 it was earlier. So keep the trap booming. And as you can see, that won't really work for the song because the song is quite fast, and we don't want a huge amount of delay running on in the background of the track. It's going to fill up a bit too much space, you know what I mean? It's going to become too much of a distraction, more so than a cool effect. So hopefully that makes sense too. If I what we can do is right now is I'll just play a little bit of the hook, and then we will solo the double and the sing, so you can hear what they sound like together, because I am using them as kind of a family of effects, these two on their own. So
I can't seem to breathe right now, but I think about you daily and nightly.
And as you can see, it sounds really thrashed in the background, but if I mess around with it within the mix,
I'm sprightly. I can't seem to breathe right now, but I think
you can hear it just really blends well together. So that brings us over to our background left and right. Pretty simple, right? I'm just going to run through the processing before I play it. It is just an auto tune, right, on the actual channel itself on both sides. I like to keep the level consistent because there will be level changes in regards to how I've recorded them. That's why I recommend everybody to record twice, right, so that there are timing differences. As you can see right there, there's a timing difference, and that there are level and cadence differences in the actual sound, and that creates a really cool natural kind of chorusy I don't know, vibe. So that's what we do right there. So what I do is, right, I record both, pan them hard left and right. Hard left means like 100% only playing through the left channel, only playing through the right channel, and then I send both of these elements towards this BG Vox or BG Vocals channel. And why I do that is because then I don't have to add both of these plugins independently to each of these. I want to process them together to give them a sense of kind of togetherness. So what I do right there is, the first thing I do is de-essing. I'm sure if you're part of the channel you know by now. This is going to be my background vocal group. It's basically me just cutting away 6.7 thousand. It might go up, it might go down, it varies depending on the song, but I am going to de-ess it heavily. And what that's going to do is it's going to do the same thing as compressing it, right? I don't really want to compress the lower end of the track. I really want to focus on just making sure that it's not too harsh sounding. So if I was to turn these off, just so you can hear,
I can't seem to breathe right now, but I think about you daily and nightly. I can't seem to breathe right now, just seems like everything changed around me.
pretty cool, right? But once we do this, it sounds more hi-fi like that, but once we do this, right, including with the EQ,
I can't seem to breathe right now, but I think about you daily and nightly. I can't seem to breathe right now.
it's almost like we are doing some console EQ. I don't really hear backgrounds like that that weren't done on console, so it becomes quite difficult to actually EQ stuff like that. So instead I just absolutely over compress it, and it just creates this really cool overdriven tape sound. So that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much what we're doing on backgrounds, man. I am doing a bit of H3000 at the end of the track, so I just wanted to show you just for fun's sakes. Over here we've got these three things that we utilize just to create a nice outro, right? So if you want to hear,
Seems like everything changed around me.
and basically if you don't have an H3000, how would you get that done, right? So the first thing, we've got the micro shift. So what you would want to do is you just want to create a main vocal channel with a flanger. It's not really that much different, it's just a flanger really going on. And then under that we've got a reverb, so this is a digital analog style reverb. And that sounds amazing, right? I mean, these outboard reverbs are just amazing in my opinion. So, and then lastly we've got this rich plate, which is another reverb. And that one is just really low in the mix, but at, you know, towards the end, once we have it, and I just have a bit of SSL just to cut away all of the highs, just so it creates this kind of nice outro, so it's not really overpowering. I really want the melody of the track to kind of fade away, so that's how we get that, you know. So
Seems like everything changed around me.
So there you go, that's what we're doing right there on the return track, and that's pretty much what happens, man. Pretty cool H3000. So if you just want to see the automation,
Seems like everything changed around me.
so pretty cool, lots of fun to be had, man. So yeah, if you enjoyed the sound of this, man, I am going to be doing an advanced analog digital, you know, in the box style mixing course for this breakdown of this track, because there's just so much going on in terms of you know, just like analog style processing that I feel that, you know, you can definitely make use of if you're somebody who is serious about your mixing and you want to really take it to the next level, and you do have a bit of cash to invest in plugins, and you know what I mean, you do have an in-depth understanding of FL and of mixing in general, then that'll definitely be a course for you. But nonetheless, man, for now, I'll check out next time. Hope you enjoyed the video, learned something, and have a good day. Peace out.